I'd say so. I'm Tim Howard. I'm Surrey County Council. I'm a transport strategy manager, and I am the author of our local transport plan, or Surrey Transport Plan. It's a fourth edition. I hate to say that I've been involved in all four editions since the early 90s. My first joined Surrey back in 1992, so I know it quite well. The whole point of this is a statutory document, and we have to have a transport plan, and it actually sets out how we try and tackle some of the transport issues. Now, for 13 years, and we achieved very much, I don't think, to be honest. But I'm here to take a few quick slide presentations, start do things off. I know you've got plenty of questions to ask me, so I'll spend more time answering a question than to talk to you. What percentage of carbon emissions in Surrey would you say is due to transport? There's somebody there, it's 41%, so I'm in slideshow. It's actually gone up, it's now about 46. We've actually been quite successful in the last few years with Ben's help in achieving some other reductions in other emissions. So therefore, transport is now spinning the gap that we've done. I suspect that will continue as we go forwards. Finally, is the one that really, really irks me. That's the average journey of cars in Surrey is less than 3 miles. We are, I'm afraid, what's the statistics here? Last year, 14 billion vehicle kilometres were travelled on Surrey's roads. In order to meet our 2050 net zero targets, that is reduced to around 9.5 billion kilometres to meet our targets. That's a staggering statistic. During lockdown, when we had around 6 months lockdown, if we did lockdown every 6 months, we would still not reach that total. So this goes to show the size and the scale and the problem that we had. Now, this is not just for Elmbridge, this is across Surrey, it's across South East England. We are, and have been for a long time, in love with our cars. We have car owners for us. There's too many cars on the roads when we want to travel, and there's too many cars parked on the roads overnight because there's not enough curbside to keep the amount of cars that we've got. And that is now bringing further issues into your community around safety. So I work with the council, I'll do my bit, but I think there needs to be a bit of a two-way interaction here. We have to make some choices about what we're doing, not just individually, but as a community. And that's where I can help and can help out. And look, like I say, it starts to have a negative impacts on our health and our mental health. So I'll see you talk about air quality and what the emissions does. So, and then that has impacts on people's health. But in turn, it's probably the red car, maybe. This is my overview of the Surrey Transport Plan. As I said, it's a statutory document. Why is that? Because we have our corporate priorities at the top. By the other side, Surrey Council corporate priorities. What it will be in 18 months' time, and Surrey County Council no longer exists. Who knows? But the reason why I've adopted the SCP is to try and align to those at the time. Say the LTS transport plan, we're very much aligned to our net zero emissions. We just declared climate emergency. The plan has been provolved the COVID and things that we're very much focused on, say, decarbonising the transport networks. And we've adopted 3 principles of avoid, shift, and improve. So avoid is where we can avoid the need to travel. During COVID now, we've all had the ability to work at home. I left County Hall in March 19. I wasn't sure that our IT systems would cope everyone working at home. And God, they did. But now how lucky we are to be able to do that. Through better broadband mobile connectivity, you can now access doctor's appointments online. So, avoid the need to travel to go to the doctors for some appointments. So that helps. The shift we've been doing for 30 years, that's shifting people out of their cars on just sustainable travel. So that's public transport, walking, cycling. It's nothing new. This has been going around since the 80s and 90s. You look around Surrey, we've been doing traffic calming schemes, we've been doing cycle schemes, been improving pavers and things. It's stuck with you. Again, but we know people won't get out of their cars unless there's a viable alternative. We've been doing that for a long time. And then you improve, less so inside our gift, but again, engine and vehicle technology is improving. We've now got a proliferation now of e-scooters, e-bikes, e-motorbikes, you name it, other mobile devices, mobile personal devices and things. They're there, but they're really hard to manage. We're just seeing all these bikes now in London, they're just left in the way. So, I think that's all right, but someone with a pushchair or wheelchair can't get around that discarded bike. again, no, it's around that community. No, are people leaving it in a safe manner? They're told to, they're meant to. Do they? What now has to have on the community around us? So there are, my mantra is a voice shift and a brief of what we can do about that. And then below that, it's just the other policies and things that we are doing. So there's a whole range of stuff. This is the fourth petition that I've been happy being involved in. Yeah, I was very much focused on transport and the economy. There's been a major link around economic appraisal and let's get the business going, must get people to work, get goods moving. The last couple have been more focused, this one certainly, been more focused on health and obviously around net zero and that. It's all tied together. So, red cars, everyone still understood that. We are. This one did. Now, this is my favourite diagram in this document, so I really like this. So, this goes to show about if we really look at accessibility, how easy is it to get to a place and get around the place. There's a whole Pandora's box around design and designing places and buildings, making them better. But this is around about looking at the transport system. Now, say I'm in Surrey County Council, we're in charge of the transport system, i.e. roads, rights of way, buses, trains. With dual connections, actually Surrey's doing quite well now in terms of its broadband capability across Surrey. We're up to about 95% with good broadband. There's still a couple of areas, fine, but we're there. So again, people have the opportunity to avoid travel and I have online equipment to get in better. And then the top one is around placemaking. Again, linking back then to planning. All these houses eventually being built, where they're being built, how do we protect the green? How do we protect these special places? But people need to live somewhere. I was looking through this document here, which is available online via Surrey Eye, the State of Clay in Elmbridge here. The average cost of a detached house in Elmbridge is 1.7 million. The average flat is closer to £350,000. Isn't it? Where people live it, make how people afford to live. So this is where transport and planning and placemaking start to go together. But no, we've got ways of doing that. So what are we doing? So I guess for a graphic again, on the left-hand side, we're doing things around livable neighbourhoods. That's why I wasn't somebody today talking about how we can make improvements. So walking, cycling, improve drop-down curves. Do a lot of work around LC Ribs. That's our local cycle and walking assessment plans. We've been working with a lot of groups in the Helmbridge and across the county. We've now got based their council-wide network with over 200 potential routes across Surrey. We've got something called our BC, our Best Service Improvement Plans. Again, we're working with the buses and working with bus operators again to improve services. Again, they keep talking about integrated ticketing. Again, 30 years been talking about that. Still haven't quite got that right either. We've true things. And they've got to sell wider program around putting in electric discharging points. It was in the bird ticketing. Basically, just tap it in. Why do you need a pass here, pass there? Basically, it's better just tap in where you can all the bus and thing, and it'll work out cheaper spare for you and things. That's what we really want. So yeah, you wanted that to just travel around, tap in, tap out. End of the day, we've had cheapest gen for you. That's what we need to get to. And then on the right hand side, just pop this around. This is what I call our carrot, the nice to dos, easy to dos. But on the right hand side, this document does talk about demand management. We need to bring in the stick. So in London, you've got the congestion charge. That's worked. It's working in other places. Key air zones are popping up and things. I haven't quite got the political backing yet to approach that. But if we are going to really address climate issues and transport issues, that is coming in some form. It won't probably be at the region, it'll be a national scheme trying to do it. So with that called. It's not just a local authority, but that may be in the future. It's all our responsibility. Have to work together. We've got some ideas, so there are some good places, examples where this is working, but we have to accept change and embrace change. And hope that you do like-minded people. That's why you're here today. We'll talk about ways that you can make that change. With that, we'll stop.